So what we will do is we will just scroll up. Instead of using the same README file we had in the project, we'll use this README file because this was, the sort of a boilerplate thing. It had everything from basic, and we'll keep it as it is. This we generated on Monday because, yeah, this is where we started. So after that, I only added this prompt. Can you write a Git repo description and a killer name for this project? So it said name of the project is prioritize, and this is a so-called killer description for the repo. I just copied and pasted it into the repo before we push the code to it. So I've copied the README file. I'll go and so now this is cursor. I've just opened cursor, and I have a pro version of cursor, which means I have paid for it. So we will not, you know, will not be thrown into a. So let's call it prioritize. We'll open it. So as I was saying, I have a pro version of cursor, so we don't have to be, keep looking for how many messages we have sent and what is the remaining part of the context window and how we are going to manage that. We can just keep working on it, give it prompts the way we used to do, and it should be able to do the task. So we'll create a file same as we did last time, readme.md, and we'll paste everything that I've copied. Just making sure that it doesn't have anything that we created afterwards, and it's the same readme file that we had with VS Code.
Background voice is from Akshay.
Sorry.
The background voice is from you.
Okay. Yes. Is it the vehicles or
Yes, I have heard the vehicle sound also,
okay?
and bit of disturbance.
Okay. Just let me just close the door and move. Just a minute. Let me just move to a different room.
Yeah, I think it's really loud on your side, actually.
Yeah, it's too loud today. Is it better now,
Yes, I don't know.
Ajit?
Yeah, not that much, but yes, it's okay. Can
Okay. So I should be fine because I've moved into the back side of the office and the doors are closed, so it should be better. Okay, so let's start with this. So this is the base file we have, everything, and we'll start with this. As usual, we will give the first prompt as what do you see in the project? What do you see in the project root? So let's see. Last time when we asked it with VS Code, what do you see? It said, I see a README file, and it waited for us to ask it explicitly that uh, go ahead and read that README file and everything. So now, when we ask it, I'll check what's in the project. It listed everything in the directory. It found a README file. So what it did is it went ahead and read that README file for us without we asking to read it. So based on the project root directory, I can see there is a task manager project that currently only contains a comprehensive README file. Uh, the README describes as follows the current status and everything. It has plan structure for this, key features and everything. So the files and everything is yet to be created according to the detailed specification in the README file. So let's ask it to create the directory structure. Create the structure for this. Okay, as per the file. We are already in the already in the
So we could also say create a first prototype of the app suggest, or
Mm, yeah, let's try that. We can say that, but it might go off track. But okay, if it goes off track, we can always
just it
go
was
back.
just a question, would be the easiest way. Just do it.
That would be the yeah. Just do it. So should we say that build a let's see. So it has now created its own thing. So it has started creating directories now. There is a to-do list over here. Okay, it has gotten into the directory. Create directory structure, that is first create database schema and seed data, set up PHP backend configuration and video connection, implement RESTful APIs, create responsive HTML, and with priority, color coding and everything, build JavaScript app. So it's probably stuck somewhere. If we focus on the terminal, mkdir, okay, so it has now created the directory structure that we asked for. It doesn't have any files in it, like same as VS Code. It only created the structure. There is a schema file over here. Now it is adding the files as well. The schema is same. It doesn't have a user ID yet because it was not present in the
No, we didn't say it.
yeah, it was not present in the README file, so it doesn't have that. But when we ask VS Code to create a schema, it just created the table. uh, Cursor has created the data to insert into the table. So there will be some dummy data as well to begin with. So this is additional. This is what something Cursor has done on its own. If we move ahead, implement RESTful API endpoints. It has created these API endpoints. Now pay attention to the nomenclature. Both of them have used same nomenclature for the file: config, database PHP, response, task controller PHP. So these are basically coming from the README file, and they have followed it properly. Now let me create the JavaScript utilities and main function, main application, right? The good thing about Cursor is that it pays attention to the entire application at the same time instead of only doing the task that it is instructed to do. So if you are changing something in one place and if that affects something else on some other place in the code, it will either tell you that if you make this change, you have to make change at that other place as well, or it will go ahead and do that change for you. So since it has created a Docker file, there is a pop-up that we need to install a Docker extension, but we can skip it for now. We don't need it. And here on the bottom right side, it has 29% context used. Right now it is on 31%.
Okay.
Yeah, if you click on it, okay, it's just showing the percentage of context it has used. All right. So now it says it is ready to use on this particular URL, manual script, SQL, okay, API, RESTful, everything is there. The prototype includes all MVP features plus quality of life enhancement like search filter. It has already implemented all that of in support. The code follows best practices with comprehensive error handling, security measures, and clean architecture. So it has almost built uh, everything more than we did in 3 days with PS Code. All we have to do is go ahead and try it. So let's see if this works. This I don't think this will work because we'll have to start the server for this. Yeah, and we do not have the database connection yet. So
Okay.
MySQL name of the database is task manager only. So here it shows the what it is thinking as well. Organizing Docker project setup. I need to run a project. So it thought for 21 seconds like ChatGPT did. I'll start the development environment using Docker, then verify the API is reachable. If Docker isn't available, I'll fall back to the PHP. So it says that. So now it's asking me if I can start it with PHP CLI. So I'll just allow it. Okay. So this is the front end we have. Okay. So this is the front end. So yeah. So this is the front end. UI looks much better compared to. Okay, it has added a dark and light mode on itself. We didn't ask it to do it. I don't think it is mentioned in the README file as well. So there is a dark and light mode. This is dark mode. This is light mode, and the text is. So it has a progressive, progress bar 0 of 0 task completed.
I don't know whether this is a progress bar or just a divider for the table of tasks.
Let's see. We'll add a task and see if it is working. So task title again the same. Task one description one medium priority. There is no. Okay, so 25, and again there is same problem that we had with time picker.
Yeah, are you sure there was no time packer in the... No.
Probably it shows in Chrome like it used to. So let's see, 30 p.m. Tags comma separated. We'll leave it blank. Let's see if that is mandatory or not. So task added successfully. Okay, so here we have task due in 2 days. This is something it has built on its own. We didn't ask it to do it. The priority is medium. There is mark complete, edit and delete button. So let's click on delete. Or should we go and check the database?
Yeah, no, it has no connection to the database, I think. So,
Let's truncate all this first. And we didn't create the table according to, let's not truncate. Instead, let's create a new database. Uh, Call it, what was the name? Prioritize.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question here. Basically,
Yep.
uh, we didn't ask AI change the
Mm.
UI or something. We just want it as it is. We are just expecting that everything will be as it is.
Yeah. The thing
Is it
is,
good? Okay.
with cursor, there is more, there is additional awareness of the program. With VS Code, it pays attention to the documents that it has and the content that it has, plus the prompt you have shared. With cursor, it has more of a view of the entire application, that it thinks in a way that you are going to deploy this application for the users who are going to use it. So it does as much as it can with very little input of prompts. So we have a README file, so it has entire idea of the whole application. And when we say that build this as a POC for me, proof of concept for me, so it went ahead and built an MVP. So for an MVP in the README file, whatever the features were mentioned, all those features were developed for us. Now, only thing we need to make sure that if the database it has asked us to create, if that is correct or not, that is created correctly or not. So we need to just run that
Because
schema file.
my my view in this case is this is only
Uh,
one page, right? And
yeah,
suppose we have a big application, web application having hundred of pages, and you want to create pages one by one with
okay,
module by module. So
yes.
how
Then we have
consistent?
to prompt
Because
it. We have to prompt it accordingly.
yeah, because it always this always gives us a trouble when there are hundred of pages with the same UI, same standards, um, the
Yes,
same backend and everything. So that will be a trouble for us if it is not working as per document.
exactly. So for that we have to make it step by step. But right now we went ahead and built everything. Now we can add everything step by step, like we did with VS Code. We haven't added the uh, authentication yet. That is not working.
So according to my understanding, if you will give me this README file, if I will try with VS Code or maybe Cursor, it will give another UI.
Mm, it should not give exactly entirely different UI, similar one, because you see these color patterns. This is something which is style of cursor is, because we haven't shared any uh, specific color theme or something like that. So it always assumes these color patterns. So no matter how many
Okay.
times we create it with a different system, this is something cursor has assumed on its own.
Okay, I will try it on my side after the course. We'll see.
Yes, yes, definitely.
I'll update you what's going on.
And do let us know, share the screenshots on the group, whatever is happening,
Sure,
so that we'll
sure, I will.
understand things properly.
Yeah.
And okay, so what I did is, while we were discussing, I went ahead and created a new table, a new database called prioritize. Here is the table, and there is a table called tasks in it, which has these dummy entries, right? And even if we have those entries, when I go and refresh here, it doesn't fetch those entries directly into it. So the front
yeah,
end is not really,
it says offline mode in the top row.
yeah, it says offline mode. So, and there is no way, do you see a way where you can toggle? the mode. I don't see any way of toggling the mode. It's just light and dark thing. Okay. The changes will sync when connection is restored. You can just copy that. You can go to cursor and say that how do we make it offline? Because we have set up everything now in the config thing. The database is connected. Okay, it keeps changing the table name from prioritize to task manager because it doesn't know that we have created table name prioritize database name prioritize. Okay, so I'll not accept this change. Let it be as it is. Now here are certain things that you need to take care while working with cursor. When you make any change manually, like we change the name of the table, you have to ask cursor to read that particular file to understand what change you have made. Because if you don't do that, it doesn't have that change in its own knowledge, and if it is not reading the file before it's making any changes, it will just reset whatever you have done to what it was before without even asking you anything. So it's a good practice to ask it to change the thing. As of now, this thing is to be done manually. Maybe with the improved version in the future, the moment you change something, it will be able to detect that change and understand it, so you don't have to ask it again to read. But for now, you have to ask it explicitly to go ahead and read that file. So now it says MySQL CLI isn't in the path. Let me try using apps MySQL path.
Yeah, here tries to create task manager and not prioritize.
Yeah, he's trying to create task manager, correct. So great, the database was created successfully. Now let me import the schema. It has then went ahead and imported the schema, which we already did. I don't know what it did. So let's go ahead and refresh. So there's one prioritize, there's task manager. Okay, there's tasks. Okay, this is
The
as it is,
old
nothing has
one.
changed. And this is also as it is, there's nothing changed. So probably it
Yeah,
just ran queries and nothing happened. Okay, so it's just perfect. The table already exists, which means the database is set up properly because we did that. Excellent. The API is working. It also tests the API with curl. So it did everything on its own. Let me check the remaining fetch calls. Okay, perfect. Now the front end should be able to connect with the API. We accepted the changes. To get online, refresh your browser. You just have to go and refresh, and now we are online. Okay, so all the tasks that are present in the backend, everything, all these tasks are now present. Now it says one of six tasks completed. So which one is completed? My video. Probably this is the
no,
one which is
go
completed.
for a 30-minute walk.
Sorry.
Go for a 30-minute walk is completed.
Oh yeah, this one is completed because yeah, it's grayed out and everything is there. So we cannot click on it. Okay, we can click on it, and it is again this thing. Does it update the progress bar? Yes, 0 of 6 tasks. If you click on it, it does update everything. So it's real time. Is it also updating the backend? Completed, it has used 0 and 1 for this. So if we refresh, it has completed 3 tasks for us. So 1 is completed and 0 is pending. That's the logic. All right, so we have jumped way ahead of what we did last time. This is we took entire 2 hours of session to build step by step with cursor with VS Code, and with one prompt we just moved ahead 2 hours with cursor. So let's go ahead and should we test a little? Should we add a task? Task one, description one. So this is something we will add because rest of the tasks were added on its own. So 30 PM at task. So, okay, it is adding after the last completed task, or are the tasks sorted? Okay, tasks are not sorted in a specific manner. I guess they are sorted based on the status. Did it add a new task? Let's refresh. Yeah, task one. Okay, so it has done that. Now we have to. Should we change this properly? Get it changed from cursor properly, or should we go for authentication directly?
Yeah, but it would be nice to just use one date time field where you get both
Okay.
inputs. Oh, it's not. Why separately in the SQL table? I think it's just one field for now.
Separately in the SQL table,
Yeah, I think it's one field.
it's one
New
field.
time, new time was a date time field.
Yeah, saved in the SQL table. Yeah. Okay. You change the database name back to prioritize in the config, which is fine since the match. We didn't ask it to read anything, but it detected that in the config file we changed the name back to prioritize. All right. Now let me implement a single date time input. So while we are working on the testing the thing and everything, it is also keeping an eye on the console and the terminal updates. So these are the terminal updates. Just so this is what is happening in the terminal. So it is keeping an eye on the terminal as well while we are doing the development, and based on that, it can say I can see the terminal logs that the application is working perfectly. So if we do something and some error occurs in terminal, if it is printed in terminal, it will quickly detect that and take it as next task to work on it. So now I need to update the backend to properly handle the date time format. Let me check the current date time. So it is reading the schema file where the date time is mentioned. Okay. So it's not assuming things. It's just working accordingly. Perfect. The database schema already has due date. So now it is making changes in controller and utils, and now it is here. So if we click on it, we can see that now this is something we need to keep an eye with cursor. That if you click to focus, then it will focus on the terminal it is running everything on, and sometimes it comes back to the prompt, this prompt here, and just stays there for a while, and it's not actually processing anything in the background or waiting for something to happen. It is just not able to pick it up that this is the base prompt that we have, and we should be moving ahead from this. So sometimes you have to manually shift backspace or click on this to skip. So once you skip this process, it will start the next step. So excellent. The API was success, test was successful and everything, so it went ahead. If we had waited for it to finish that task, it would have just kept loading on that part. So sometimes with cursor, you have to be present for these kind of things.